Shut up and sit down. And sit down.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome inside the 360 Sports Show, coming to you live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. I am Ada Pizzelli. He is Christian Lauber. You can reach us anytime throughout the show in the comment sections of any of the live streams or by emailing us at the360sportsshow@gmail.com. Christian, you aptly put Week 2 NFL, a.k.a. anything you can lose, I can lose better. Let's start there, because it seems that will be the theme. So in reacting to Week 2 in the NFL, I guess that pretty much sums it up, but let's peel it apart, shall we?
Yeah, sure. A little competition over the weekend between, let's see, Jets, Browns, Ravens, Dolphins, and I think there was one more too.
Arizona and Vegas, was a more about the. I wouldn't say the Cardinals tried to lose it, but the Raiders did.
Oh, but you could add the Broncos in there. You could throw the Colts in there. I mean, there's a lot of teams.
Oh my God, Indy. That was not a that was not a who somebody's gonna have to not lose this game in order to win it. That was whoa.
Colts haven't won a game, and they've played the Texans and the Jaguars.
Not good.
That's not a great start for them down in Indy.
No, a team that 3 years in a row now. It's been. This is it. We got the quarterback. This team is ready. They're just a quarterback away. Wasn't Phillip Rivers? Was he to say now after 2 weeks that it's not Matt Ryan either?
Not yet, but I'm getting there. I mean, when you lose to two bad teams and don't even score a point against Jacksonville, it's not good. Yeah, and it's trending, I would say, in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
At least they tied week 1. And then you go into Jacksonville, just get your doors blown off. It's just, it's not a great start.
Yeah, now, I picked Jacksonville in that game, but, I didn't see that happening the way it happened.
Yeah, I don't think I can pick the Colts anymore because I thought maybe they'll get on track this week. Because I like their roster, especially on defense. But, man, oh, man. Not great. And then, the greatest competition of the weekend, I would put between the Browns and the Ravens for who can blow a bigger lead and how fast can you do it.
Yeah, I mean, very, very, what the Jets did, at least it's like the Browns are nobody's expecting anything out of them, right? So it's kind of like two teams, but for me, you letting Tua throw 6 touchdowns on you,
maybe that's who he is with good receivers, though. Who knows?
So that's the thing. I kind of start there. That game was the one that stood out more. I looked up and say, oh wow, the Browns blew that game. How many times have we said that in our lives? The fact that
it happened. All you have to do is take a knee at the 1 yard line or anywhere before the end zone if you're Nick Chubb. Or here's an idea: maybe don't miss an extra point and then give up 14 points to the Jets in a minute. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I understand what you're saying. The Browns are the Browns.
It was worse. At least the Ravens Dolphins was like a back and forth, in the fourth quarter and et cetera. But like in terms of like scale, like the Ravens Dolphins one, the Dolphins are 2-0.
Yep.
Like incredible.
mean,
Do we have to reevaluate Tua now? Like, can he be this guy week in and week out, or is this like we look back in 10 years and say like, well, that was Tua's best game of his career, and it never came close to that ever again?
I'm intrigued by Tua just because I think he's got two really fast, good wide receivers with Waddle and Hill. However, the Ravens, all they had to do was keep everything in front of them, and they just refused to do that. They just let Tyreek Hill run behind him the entire game. So I want to see what it looks like against an upper echelon team, which, look, I thought the Ravens were at least like up there in terms of maybe a step below the Chiefs. Maybe I think the Bills are far and away the best team in the league, and then the Chiefs, and then you're probably looking at everybody else. But I thought they were in the upper echelon in terms of they're probably better than you. They're probably better than like the Colts. They're in that conversation. Playoff team.
Well, you'll find two teams you just mentioned. Well, the Colts, finding out, will they get any relief in the schedule? No, they play the Chiefs this week. And the Dolphins play those Bills this week.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get some answers out of there. Vegas loses a game. Crazy.
Oh, yeah, add them to the list. I forgot that. That's the team I was forgetting. The trio there, yeah. The trifecta between the Browns, the Ravens, and then the Raiders. Nice.
The Raiders, I mean, unbelievable mess to the end of that game for them. How long, I mean, I haven't tuned into Las Vegas talk shows this week, but how long before Josh McDaniels is nothing outside of New England. Without Tom Brady or Bill Belichick, look at the track record. Denver, 0-2 start. Not what I thought. I mean, this is a team that, I'll admit, I thought, hey, people are kind of lowballing them, but I think this team could make the playoffs, and who knows, if the Chiefs have it down here, win the division.
20-0 too. Oh, that's ugly. Yeah, that's ugly.
It doesn't look like it's going to trend that way. I mean, so how long? I mean, obviously McDaniels signed I don't know how long of a deal he signed, but I mean, I can't imagine he'd get fired after 1 year unless it's like really super bad because the Raiders are still paying John Gruden. I don't know. Are you concerned, if you were a Las Vegas Raiders fan, that Josh McDaniels, outside of having the greatest quarterback of all time and the greatest coach of all time above him, is just a guy?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, look, I've never been like a huge McDaniels guy. Now, if you compare him to Matt Patricia, I'm all for McDaniels. But I've never been in terms of like, would I be okay if he was the next guy for the Patriots behind Belichick? Absolutely, because I think he's at least earned the opportunity to be a head coach. Now, I don't think 1 year is enough, but look, it failed in Denver before. So he's kind of one of these guys now. It's a retread in terms of a head coach. If he goes and does the same thing over, I just don't know how much more you have in terms of chances. So it could go downhill pretty quickly. I mean, you're already 0-2, and that division is not getting any easier with everybody in there, the Chiefs and the Chargers. It's going to be a tough division. So I wouldn't put it over in terms of this year he's done, but he's got a couple of years here, especially with the roster that he's trying to build, with Adams coming in and Renfro already there. And so we'll see what it looks like. Still a long way to go. So who knows? These teams could turn it around.
The 49ers lose Trey Lance. And is it weird that I think it's a good thing for them, at least this season? Like, I think they're going to be better with Jimmy G at quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I also think like him going down with a season ender, I don't love that for his future personally. And then also now how much can you learn and practice and when you're down with an injury? So I feel like he just has a major setback here again.
Oh, long term, it's bad for them because they invested in him, and now like it's going to be how many years since he's like played competitively and like you need NFL experience, and it's going to be what, year 3, and you still haven't played like more than in 3 games.
Short term though, yeah, Garoppolo is better because of. I mean, you look at his record. A lot of people hate on Garoppolo. Look at his record in the NFL; it's pretty good. So in short term, they're better off because of, his track record there.
Yeah. Before we get to the Patriots, I'm trying to suss out any other storylines that maybe. Oh, the Tampa New Orleans absolute brawl.
Oh yeah, Mike Evans. Yeah,
Mike. I mean, it's like you expect it now every time between him and Lattimore. But this one obviously again boils over, gets out of control. But I did see. I mean, this time Brady got in on it. I'm sure he's got some steam he wanted to vent. And he they cut to Mike Evans and they were asking him about something, and he's like, "It's Tom effing Brady. What am I supposed to do?"
I saw that. Yeah,
which I kind of agree with.
Point.
But I mean, Tom's never afraid to, he's not afraid to mix it up. I will say, yes, a lot of players give you deference. Remember, you're a 45-year-old man.
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
Like we've seen in the past, like guys, I think the Patriots were playing the Jets in 2018, and they ran one of those like reverse plays, and Brady's supposed to be out there like blocking, and he's done it. He's like gone down and just like cut a guy, put his shoulder down into somebody's knees. But like Brady was running out there, and the defenders literally were just running around him. They're like, this is an opportunity to blow the dude up. But it's like, nah, respect. We're just gonna. And Brady's just like running down the field. Nobody's even making an effort to like get in front of him so that they can get blocked. Colin in the comment section says Colts are a mess. Also, that Lance is essentially missing 3 years of football. Bad. Yeah, that's what we said. Pete and Gansett says back to McDaniels for a second. Don't forget how Bill started in Cleveland. Things worked out. True. I mean, so that's like the comparison people want to draw.
Yeah, now look at them both without Brady. They both blow, so I don't
know. Is that, Bill had, the thing is, though, Bill was more successful in Cleveland than Josh was in Denver. I mean, that Cleveland team that Bill built after they, got rid of him and moved the team, 3 years later wins a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the guys that they developed and drafted, and, like, that team was on the rise. And if not for the move hanging over their heads, and all that news coming out, like, that 96 team could have been successful. They've talked openly. It was a Football Life about it, like, how that kind of ruined and took the wind out of the sails of that season for them, which they thought could be a really good season.
And McDaniels was a dumpster fire in Denver.
Yeah, I mean, he started out good. I think he started out like 6-0.
Yeah,
and everyone was like, "Whoa, he's got some formula. Kyle Orton's got it." And then back to reality. Yeah. And then you draft Tim Tebow in the first round, and then you're fired.
Yeah, he started 6-0, went 8-8 for that season, and then the next year he went 3-9, got fired. So. Not great if you're asking me, but that's not to say that was a long time ago. It was what, 2009? So
yeah,
long time has passed. I think as a coordinator, he's very good. He's above average probably as an offensive coordinator. The Patriots will probably bring him back next year when he gets fired and bring him back as the D coordinator because they're switching everything. But overall, I think McDaniel still has a chance. I'm not giving up on that situation because. I mean, I don't love Derek Carr, but I still think they have nice pieces there. Wide receiver, tight end.
They have great pieces.
So running back as well, Jacobs. So I'm not saying that can't get worked out. I mean, it's very early in the season.
Colin says, how about the Monday night double feature of two teams getting pounded into the ground being a non-entertaining product? Yeah, not a good look. Certainly not a good look. The Bills doing that, I think most Bills games this year, I don't know what their full schedule is like. Obviously, they're going to be playing some strong teams, but most everyone else, if they're healthy, they're going to do that to people. They're going to do that to everybody.
Yeah.
I see the Bills being a buzzsaw As we've said, the only thing that I think will stop the Bills is the Bills if they get Josh Allen hurt. That's it. The other game, though, I mean, I've never seen how many, like, there was a string of like 6 minutes. I mean, not only one team getting blown out, but like the Vikings and Eagles, it was like a comedy of errors. You talk about teams like who can lose better. It was like fumble, interception, interception, interception. Like, how many times are you going to underthrow the ball to Darius Slay?
Yeah,
like, what are you doing?
The Wisconsin cheese on this one when the Vikings beat Green Bay. It kind of looked okay for Cousins. He's back to earth this week.
Yeah, regressed to the mean, as they say. All right. The New England Patriots go into Pittsburgh and score their first victory of the season. I said to you, Christian, win at all costs. If you're New England, like, it does not matter how, just win, because you can't start the year 0-2. You could go 500 in September and work out the kinks. You can't go 1-3. You can't go 0-4. So they at least have gone 1-1. They're gonna have to find a way, as this whole offense is a work in progress, to split the next 2 games now. Like, okay, whatever it was, people probably thought maybe they beat Miami and lose to Pittsburgh. Like, that's whatever. 1-1 is 1-1. Glad they won. I'm not at all changed with how I feel about the team, though. Like, it's the same.
No.
The defense is good, and the offense continues to look like a struggle. They show flashes. It just, I don't know. Definitely don't have an identity. No identity yet. And they're still trying to grasp the system. However, down the stretch at the end of that game, how did they close that game out? With, like, traditional Patriots power football.
Oh, I think you're not even doing it justice. I think it was the majority of the game. I think they kind of scrapped this whole plan, other than some of the run game, I guess, with some of the stretch runs. But that was after they should have won the game.
Yeah.
For the majority, I think they scrapped whatever this new offensive plan was coming into the season. It looks to me like they just completely scrapped it.
Yeah. The thing I'll say too, all of the like off-season reshuffling, this whole tinkering with the offense was supposed to be to like utilize the 2 tight ends. I think, does Hunter Henry have a catch yet this season? And Jonnu Smith might have 1 or 2.
Henry definitely has a catch, but it's not memorable.
Like, the whole idea was supposed to be like to let those guys loose. Meanwhile, the guy making the most plays is Nelson Aguilar, who people thought was going to get traded or cut.
Or Jacoby Myers. Without
Jacoby Myers, true.
This team would be screwed. I mean, he is there pretty much every down that Jones needs something. And I think Jones got bailed out by Aguilar too this week. Without that play, game's over.
Yeah. That's the thing though with Jacoby Myers. Any smart team, any good team, you're just gonna bracket that guy. All right, just play over and under on him, and
yeah,
Jones is gonna
get open. I mean,
yeah, but Jones is gonna stare there, and that'll buy the time, and we'll get a sack.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I have loved what I've seen from Aguilar this season, though. I feel like he was not nearly that effective, as effective last season, all season, as he is 2 games this season already. So I like what I see from him. I would like to see Kendrick Bourne hit the field a few more snaps. Like, I still don't understand that situation. But yeah, if you like elite quarterback play, this was not the game for you.
No, I mean, there was chance of Kenny. The Steelers fans wanted to see Pickett. Colin in the comment section. Overall, it basically went how I expected. 2 pretty evenly matched, both mediocre teams for different reasons, and the Pats made 1 less key mistake.
True.
Yeah. But that's it. Win the turnover battle, and you'll win games against mediocre opponents.
However, Jones did try to throw it right to the Steelers, and he caught a huge break.
Yeah. That's why some guys are playing defense. Can't catch.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't been impressed with anything offensively, collectively, and there's been few individual performances. Jacoby Myers, yes. Nelson Aguilar, yes. I guess down the end of that game, I like Damian Harris has run well. I just don't feel like they've run enough for for what I thought they wanted to do offensively. Open up the play action game and get your two highest priced offensive players involved in the game. And I think Mac Jones has been mediocre.
I really cannot stand the fact that they're not using play action more, because I thought they used the run pretty well. They ran it pretty well, and I think the running backs on this team are immensely talented. Both Harris and Stevenson, they both have kind of a different style, but both are really good. And then they don't use play action off of it, but like 10 times in the first 2 weeks, it just makes no sense on offense. So I would like to see more of that, number one, which will open up the seam for a tight end, hopefully. And then I'm just kind of disappointed in Mac Jones in the way he's performed the first 2 weeks. Now, I think partially it's because of the O-line. I think he was pressured like over 50% of the snaps in this game, at least in the first half, and then maybe down a notch. But he was pressured more than his whole career almost, which Brian Flores. So there's a connection there. So that's part of it, but also he's just not making throws, even when he has time back there. And it's pretty concerning the way he's releasing high. He's off his back foot. He's just missing guys completely, and really not giving guys a chance. So I was hoping for more now. Coaching, O-line, whatever it is, hopefully he'll pick it up. But it's just the regression at the quarterback position this year is not very good.
Yeah, you wanted to see a strong start to the season. Hey, picking up where we left off, and wow, like, whew, you could tell they put in some work in the offseason. Like, they were ready to go. A lot of the changes probably have hindered that. Obviously so. So it's just like, let's just wind the clock back. We're just starting fresh. Oh yeah, Colin points out the key mistake by the Steelers was made by an expatriate. Yeah, the whole there was like some lead up, like Gunnar Olszewski revenge game. You think that that was on his mind? I think he was thinking like, I want to run this punt back for a touchdown, not let me catch the thing first. Because when it goes a doink right off your face, that's never a good look.
Yeah, you just did the sound, but I mean, there's two doinks in the NFL that are unlike any other, and it's off the goalpost and off a guy's face mask when he's trying to catch it. And when they slowed it down, it's like he's gonna run this thing back and then straight into his face, muffed. Yeah, I don't know what was on his mind. I just don't think Gunnar's that good. I think he's an okay punt returner, but hey, this thing happens, and you might want to try to catch it with your hands and not your face. I don't know. My best advice.
The Patriots made a trade today. They traded Justin Herron to the Las Vegas Raiders. The Patriots receive a 2024 6th-round pick. Along with, Herron will also be sent with a 2024 7th-round pick.
Tell us what that's going to be from the back. Useless.
Why are the Patriots making this trade?
They have Marcus Cannon, so they don't need him. So you can get an extra pick and use it on probably someone that will never see the field.
I guess. I don't know.
I think it's more the rate why the Raiders making this is because they need O-line depth. And because Cannon is sitting in the background waiting, they said, "See you later, Herron."
Yeah. I guess. We'll see. Yeah,
I guess
Cannon's on the practice squad.
He'll probably be up now, though, after this.
Which I didn't even, I had, not even realized that until this whole thing happened with Herron today. I had missed that he was on the practice squad. I know he left. Was he traded to the Texans? Right? Because he didn't play the pandemic year, which I think made sense because he's a cancer survivor, and that was a lot of the health concerns. I think he played for the Texans in 2021. last year. I had completely missed that he was released and then signed to the practice squad. I mean, what can you expect if a guy that had been a starting offensive lineman isn't just signed to a roster? He's like sitting there on the street to be on the practice squad.
Yeah, I mean, I think the idea is that hopefully he won't have to play much. That's what I think. He's added depth because I think any NFL team that's going to make a run, well, I don't think the Patriots are, but any team that wants to make a run needs to have, 8 guys.
Any team that's disillusioned themselves into making a run. Colin says, extra 6th-round pick 2 years from now. Can't wait.
Yeah, for real.
Can't wait. So, anywho, before we do picks and go over and check the squad, we're going to do hot and not.
It's time for Hot.
You want to talk about hot? Please stop doing that.
Doing what?
Continue. Go ahead.
And Not.
God, is he a moron? Oh my God, he doesn't shut up.
It's so stupid.
Stupid decisions.
Dum-dums. The naughtiest knot of the year.
Oof. Suck fest. Suck sauce.
On the 360 Sports Show.
All right, Christian. Hot and not, the ups, the downs, the goods, the bads, pluses, minuses, however you want to frame it. What was hot for you last week?
Well, because we didn't have a show yesterday or Monday, and I think the news broke, it must have been yesterday. Zdeno Chara officially retired from the AHL, and the Bruins kind of gave him a day, one day contract, and just cool for Chara. Chara kind of changed the face of the Bruins franchise back in 09, 06, somewhere around there. I think it was 06. They were kind of dead in the water there for a while. Not a lot of interest. So he really changed things there. Him and Savard being traded here and captain for a long time. So I think it's only right that he signs the 1 day and retires here.
Yeah, I'm glad that happened. Not surprised at the retirement. Was honestly surprised that he continued to play. And you worry sometimes, you don't want to see guys hanging on, and it becomes sad. For the most part, he, obviously diminished in his capabilities down the stretch. He was no longer a top paired defenseman. Still an imposing figure, though, out there on the ice till his last game. And I think would continue to be an imposing figure for years to come, but can no longer keep up with the speed of the game.
I mean, the guy's in great shape, but yeah, he just couldn't move he basically I think outdid Tom Brady in one respect, and that's called it a career. Not that I think Brady is in a much better position just physically, and he can play longer. He's a quarterback, not an NHL defenseman.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think it was definitely time for Chara, and I think he mentioned his family and things like that. So there's obviously but I am very happy that he retired here in that 1 day, because I think the way he kind of changed the trajectory of the franchise is just, it cannot be overstated.
And is still, I believe, holds the record for the highest lift of the Stanley Cup.
Oh yeah.
One of the best, trophy, receiving the trophy moments you'll ever see. It's always such a raw emotion, but he's just like, "Dah!"
Yeah. I think his regret and mine from a fan perspective is that they didn't win one more at least, but hey, you can't win them all, I guess.
Yeah. Colin in the comment section, we'll talk about this afterwards because we do have some notes on these. We'll continue with hot now. Hot for me this week, if you didn't see it, I recommend going and finding it. You can look it up on Twitter or just Google it. Eli Manning tried out for Penn State this week.
Yeah, I saw this.
I am normally not I don't buy into all the gimmicky stuff that ESPN does, the Manning brother, the Manning casts, and all this stuff. Peyton has grown on me. I find Peyton funny. Eli, I really can't stand. This was great though. He poses as Chad Powers and goes to try out for Penn State. It is fantastic. You got guys going yo, there's no way that kid's a freshman. What? He takes some jabs at Brady. He's like, hey, man, if Brady can play till he's 24, Chad can play when he's 26.
I think the best part of the whole thing was he was like doing some drill or something. And one of the Penn State players trying out is like, dude, this guy's like 40 or 50. It's like, yeah, he does look like he's like 70 years old out there.
Yeah, and if you have for people to see, there he's got like a mustache and he's got like hair. He's got a big flowing wig on.
Yeah, he's got prosthetic stuff all over his face too. He's got the big old nose and like, yeah, it's just like looks like a skit from like Jackass or something where they put on the fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I normally not the biggest fan of Eli, but I did enjoy that. So, what is not for you, Christian?
I went with the 49ers handling of Trey Lance. It's really similar to the Bills, I feel like. And Kyle Shanahan kind of alluded to it. Oh, well, the Bills are doing all, yeah, and he's almost going to get taken out too. So I feel like they kind of put him in a rough spot there. They're like sending him all around, and I mean, he's just getting his teeth kicked in. Basically, he's running around like he doesn't look like a quarterback. They're like, I don't know, the usage there is kind of odd, and now he's out for the year. So reap what you sow, I guess.
Yeah, 100% agree. That's bound to happen. Like the running quarterbacks won't last. Like Lamar Jackson is a running quarterback.
Yeah.
He won't last long being a running quarterback. You can be a mobile quarterback.
He can pass now, though.
He can pass. But you can, Josh Allen, I don't think is a running quarterback. They run him a lot more than they should. But he does everything. Patrick Mahomes, same deal. And even Mahomes has kind of really dialed back the amount of running he'll do. He'll kind of say, you know what? Do I need to like go all out for this regular season game in October? Maybe not.
When I watch Mahomes play, he looks to me like a guy that prefers to. I think he can move well, but I think he prefers to just kind of be stationary, or at least he doesn't want to run with it. He'll move around in the backfield.
Yeah,
but he doesn't want to run with it.
Yeah, but yeah, bound to happen. Injuries bound to happen, and that happened to Trey Lance. What's not for me, I forget the exact timing of. I think this may go back, just about before our last show, and we didn't really talk about it last week. But the whole situation with Suns and Mercury owner Robert Sarver, really, really, really bad. Announced today that he's selling the teams. He's doing the right thing. Lord knows how much pressure he was put, because Adam Silver was grilled on this, like, the league's going to do something. And he's kind of like, my hands are tied. Like, I can't just take a team away from somebody. Though, they kind of did with Donald Sterling. He was trying to say it's not really in our hands, probably knowing that he was back channeling this thing the whole time. And however it happened, he's selling the team now. But man, like, this whole investigation in covering that basically during his tenure with the organization's repeated use of the N-word, and this is like an exact. Mr. Sarver engaged in instances of inequitable conduct towards female employees, many sex-related comments in the workplace, made inappropriate comments about the physical appearance of female employees and other women, and on several occasions engaged in inappropriate physical conduct towards male employees. Mr. Sarver engaged in demeaning and harsh treatment of employees, including by yelling and cursing at them. It's amazing to think, like, hey, you know what? 1950s, 60s, 70s, maybe even in the 80s, you could be this way. And you were just, dude, I'm not, you're never going to be able to change how people maybe want to be on the inside. They are who they are, right? But it's like, these people are billionaire, millionaire, successful business people. You don't think in today's day and age, like, screaming the N-word at African-American employees is like, that's not going to somehow have repercussions?
We're just screaming the word in general. I mean,
obviously, yeah.
And then you go to even worse when you're talking about employees. I mean,
how can you be so successful yet not realize that you're just totally wrong, and that things are. I don't know. It blows my mind. Every time one of these happens, it's like, okay. I mean, hey, the guy's still gonna make out. He's gonna sell these teams to Jeff Bezos and make $8 billion.
Yeah.
So he's still gonna wind up okay, but
He should not be the owner of a team, though.
he should not be the owner of a team. 100%. I'm glad that however it happened, however they forced it to happen, and that he's decided to sell the team, he's selling the team. And he can just go away and be his bigoted self somewhere else and not the owner of a team. But again, blows my mind that these guys act that people, I say guys, it's mostly guys, but I'm sure there's instances of this happening with women as well. But
Especially
any person acting this way thinks that they're fine.
especially a guy like this. He's rich and he's in a position of power, so to speak, so he can just do whatever he wants. I wonder if he knows he's dealing with professional athletes in the limelight. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah. Boggles the mind. So, anyway, little note that Colin had in the comments while we were doing that was my not for the week is Robert Williams' knee. I'm actually glad he's getting the procedure done though, since he got the less thorough surgery last year. Yeah, he had a procedure done to give him the he could come back soon type of procedure. And I was frankly amazed that he made it all the way to the end. And was not expecting to have him available until January, the earliest. Just being realistic. I was like,
Yeah.
This guy's not coming back till January. Same with Marcus Smart. I mean, I don't know if there's any update there. He had to have work done on that ankle, I believe. I'm not expecting him to be 100% for the start of the year.
Is Brogdon ready to go too? I don't know. They have a bunch of
Brogdon
guys
too.
that
These guys, oh man, factor in Gallinari's hurt. You don't know, is Melo coming? They may now, with Williams being down, have to go after another big. I think the Celtics are going to be all right. They will be. There's a long time between, as we learned last year, just between January and June. There's a long time between right now and when games are really going to matter.
In the regular season, though, you can get by with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum being your best players. But you can get by with guys like Pritchard and that coming off the bench in the regular season. I think it really hurt them in the playoffs last year, and not having Robert Williams healthy in the playoffs, it hurt them. But coming into the season, I think they have a lot to kind of look forward to in terms of they might have some guys out early on, but they should be ready to go here for a postseason run once again.
Yeah, and just be moderately healthy and don't play like crap to start the year.
Really get into the X's and O's there.
Put yourself in a position to not have to play playoff rotations for 5 straight months.
Yes, true.
All right,
come out of the gate here.
Let's have a regular season where some nights you can play 13 people and not have to worry about starters playing in the fourth quarter or the last 6 minutes of a game. Take care of business, and get guys rest for the long haul. So.
Yeah, they still have some depth, though. Even with Smart and Brogdon both out, you still have Derek White, which is good. Sam Hauser might even see some time. So I think the Celtics are okay early on, just based on they're going to have to use their bench guys. It is what it is. And you might have some growing pains early on. But with your 2 best players out there, I think you should be good to go.
All right. Week 3 NFL picks. Dun, 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 dun. Christian, I took you 10-7 last week, and I've now taken a 15-13 lead. Very narrow lead. So,
you're bound to blow that up at some point.
Man. So, anywho,
ready?
Start us off. Thursday night football on Amazon Prime.
Oh, what a banger! Pittsburgh, Cleveland.
Yikes. I don't know. I don't know. Does a Brown beat a Steeler? I don't know. What is a Brown? Is it a dog? Is it the little elf guy? The brownie?
Maybe it's the dog house.
The dog house.
Which in that case, I think what's a Steeler? A steel building, right? Steel mill, whatever. So I think or is it a worker inside of a steel building?
I thought it was like a worker.
Okay, well, I still think the worker beats the doghouse.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Pittsburgh. That's going to be an ugly game, man.
It's perfect for Thursday night on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Only on Amazon Prime.
Next.
Houston at Chicago.
Houston scrappy. Chicago. I think Chicago should have beat Green Bay. Honestly, they ran the ball down their throat and then decided to just throw with Justin Fields for 2.5 more quarters.
Did they get blown out?
Yeah, but and then they started just running the ball again, and they're running right down the teeth of the Packers. Chicago, I just think they're. I don't know. I'm not sold on the coaching there. I think they have some talent. It's in Chicago. Houston is meh. I'm gonna go Chicago as the home team, but this will be a close game.
Chicago.
Chicago is.
I'm not gonna lie, I like Davis Mills so far. I think he's been okay.
Would you rather have Davis Mills over Mac Jones?
Probably not. I don't know. It's tough to say. With Davis Mills and with this coaching staff, I don't know. That's my answer. I don't know.
You're scared to say yes.
After a hot
You
take.
want to say yes, but you're scared to say yes.
I do like the way he slings it, I'll be honest. Vegas at Tennessee.
Boy. Tennessee looked mighty bad. Vegas needs this. Tennessee, man, are they going to start 0-3?
I don't know if they're very good. They don't seem very good.
I'm going to go Vegas, but this is this is one of those stay away games.
Yeah.
Who knows what this game could bring, but I'll go Vegas.
I'm going to take Tennessee only because I think they have to win it. Once they lose this game, I'm out on
You don't think
Tennessee.
Vegas needs to win it?
No, I do, but I'm saying they're going to be at home. Vrabel's probably feeling a little bit of heat, although they just have a sucky roster. I'm going Vegas. The Titans kind of blow. This is why I talk myself through it, I got to get to my conclusion.
Next.
Kansas City at Indy. I think we can just skip right over this one.
Chiefs.
Yeah. In a route, probably.
Yeah.
Buffalo at Miami.
Before we do that, do you have the spread on that game for the KC Indy game?
Let's take a look.
What does Vegas think?
Sure, it's here somewhere. Plus 5.5. So
Indy's only getting 5.5. Wow, that's kind of surprising.
minus 5.5. Who knows how that will change? I'm surprised at that. I'll be honest. I thought it was gonna be
double
at least
digits.
10. But
Yeah. Oh well. They know something. Nah, it's just the way the money's been coming in. All right, next.
another team that's due. Kansas City at Indy. We just did that. Buffalo at Miami.
This is gonna be a real test for the Dolphins. I'm picking Buffalo.
Dolphins are gonna fail this test badly.
I'm picking Buffalo. I will say though, I do give Miami a chance. Only because Tua doesn't have to be anything all that great. He just has to huck the rock up to Tyreek Hill and Waddle. So if the Bills are stupid and they run Josh Allen a whole bunch, and they don't just play two deep safeties, you could just play. It's not Patrick Mahomes who's gonna he'll pick you apart if you play zone coverage. Play coverage. Tua is gonna throw a waffle. So Buffalo should win. They should win convincingly. But I don't know. I was very stunned at what Tua did against Baltimore. If they replicate that this week, if this is a shootout, one, that'll be really interesting to see. And two, that's really bad for Patriot fans because that means that you are for sure the third best team in the division.
Maybe the fourth best. We'll see when they play the Jets. But yeah, Buffalo is going to win this game in a rout, I think.
So Next.
Detroit at Minnesota.
God, I hope some of the later games are better. I'm going to go Detroit. Minnesota looked great. Then they looked like hot garbage. Detroit, actually, I think, Goff still can sling it. I don't care that Minnesota's at home. I said I wasn't going to do this. I get roped in. But I'm going to go Detroit.
Yeah, I'll take Minnesota this week.
Again,
Although Dan
that's
Campbell
if you were actually betting, we just picked these for fun, but if you were actually betting, that's another stay away game. Like, ugh.
Yeah, so far I'm not touching any one of these games, I'll be honest. But that's why I don't gamble. So Baltimore at New England.
Hey. Do you think so? We'll spend time on this now. You may not need to spend any time on it.
Go ahead.
Christian's ready. I don't think the Patriots defense may be able, they're a little more athletic this year. They may be able to, quote unquote, contain Lamar. The Ravens are still going to put up 20 something plus points. Something the Patriots struggled to do last year, have not done yet to start this year. I just don't think the Patriots offense is going to be able to keep up. Unless the defense, pitches a shutout. That's it. Colin says, is Jackson playing? He's injured. Jackson. That would be a break. See, I've just been under a rock this week.
He's expected to play, yeah. But he has an elbow thing, so who knows?
Yeah. Vows he will play.
Well, good for him, but
he vows it. On my honor. Yeah, I'm picking Baltimore. I just don't think the Patriots offense is going to be able to keep up. They're not. I don't know.
Yeah, I think even if Lamar was out, I'd still pick the Ravens. I don't know who their backup is, but I will say this. I think a big change in the last week was Mack Wilson. Is it senior? I think it's senior, junior. I don't know. I can't remember. Yep. Mack Wilson senior, I think, or junior, whatever. He was actually very good. And seeing a little quickness out of the linebacker spot, other than stuck in the mud, Juwan Bentley, is it's good to see. So I like their athletic ability this year. Even Judon, who I think is their best player by far. But I like that. I don't mind the Patriots defense in this matchup. I think they can at least kind of hold the Ravens from scoring, 42. But the offense is so bad right now. I would pick the Ravens with their backup quarterback. So I'm picking the Ravens.
Yeah. But again, like I'll say, Patriots need to find a way to go 500 in September. Do you think this game's going to be the more easier game to win, or will Green Bay be the more easier game to win? Because you're staring 1-3 in the face.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going 1-3. So, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, tough. All right, next.
Cincinnati at the Jets.
Strong words this week from Jason Whitlock, who says that Joe Burrow is maybe only a little bit better than Josh Rosen. They're off to a terrible start. 0-2, 3 touchdowns, 6 picks.
It's not good.
I mean, I know the Jets aren't. Ugh. Who are you taking, Christian?
I'm going to take Cincinnati. I don't love it, though. I'll be honest. This is the one week that I could probably justify picking the Jets because although it was the Browns, they still put up 31. But I think Cincy's going to be in trouble here just based on how their offensive line and Burrow is going to get hurt if they're not careful. But I just can't bring myself to pick the Jets.
I can. I'm taking New York.
I know you can.
0-3 start for the Bengals.
I could see it. For the first time ever, probably.
It's going to happen. Next.
Philadelphia at the Commandos.
Philly.
Yeah, I'm taking Philly.
Not much really else to. I'm not.
As much as I want to give analysis on that one, I'm good. New Orleans at Carolina.
Divisional game, Carolina. What did Carolina do last week? I forget. They played the Giants, right?
Yeah, and lost.
Yeah. Tough start for them as well. Oh, man. I'm gonna go with Carolina at home, needing the win. We'll see. I think New Orleans get all hyped up for last week's game with Tampa Bay, and now you got to hit the road. Kind of come out flat. I'll take Carolina, home team. Don't like it, but I'll go with the home team. A Panther eats a Saint because the Saint just lets him do it.
I think the Saint probably like puts like a shield around himself or something. But I would say the Saint wins, so I'm going Saints.
No.
Healing powers.
Healing powers.
Jacksonville-
They're saints, not mages.
Yeah, you don't know that. It could be all one and the same. Jacksonville at the Chargers.
That's what's going to happen. We're going to get some nerd's going to buy a sports franchise in a few years and just change the name. It's going to turn into a D&D team.
That's next for the NFL.
What was the next one? Next game?
Jacksonville at Chargers.
The Chargers need a victory. The Jaguars coming off a huge win for them. And now you hit the road and young team, young quarterback in LA. What time is this game being played?
This is the 4:00 slate.
So it'll feel like 1 o'clock for those guys. Yeah, road trip? Nah. Chargers all the way.
Yeah. The fact that you thought about that for that long is worrying. The Chargers. The Rams at the Cardinals.
I don't know what to make out of Arizona. Like, they show you what they can be, and then they show you they're prone to these just utter lapses. It's just inconsistent what team you're going to get quarter to quarter, let alone week to week.
Yeah.
But I also think the Rams aren't particularly... I mean, they should not have been in a dogfight with Atlanta. So, I'm going to go Arizona.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the home team here. So I'll go Cardinals. I don't love either of these teams in this spot though. Let's see. I lost my spot. Atlanta at Seattle.
Gross. Seattle.
I don't know. Seattle's not super impressive, but also it's a tough place to play. The Falcons have been close. I'm going to go Falcons. I'm going to throw away any chance that they have of getting in front of you this week by picking the Falcons. So.
The Battle of the Birds. Nexty?
Green Bay at Tampa Bay. The Bay versus the Bay.
Wow. Brady versus Rodgers, kid. Not
exactly what it once was, but...
No, I'm glad Aaron at least kind of cut his hair. Tom
taking days off.
Taking Wednesdays off.
Must be nice, right?
Bizarre. Think about this. That Tom Brady taking a day off. Veteran Day, day of rest on Wednesdays. God said Sunday, and Tom was like, no, Wednesday. That's the day. This is a guy who like didn't want to give up a single rep in practice to Kevin O'Connell. Now he's just happy to take a whole day off and be away.
On the rocks there.
It is. It is hard not to connect the dots to the personal life.
I mean, if you read the tabloids, they're not even living together inside. It's weird.
It is weird. Which you'd think, if that's truly the case, he would just be at the facility more. Like, what's he? He's not taking a day off and flying to Cabo. So, or Costa Rica, wherever she's gone to hang out. I don't know. So, strange tidings. I'll still pick Tampa Bay because I do root for Tom, and I despise Aaron Rodgers. So
Yeah, I'm going Tampa Bay because their defense has just been. I feel like their defense is kind of carrying them here early on.
Yeah.
It's been very good. So, not exactly the Rodgers Brady matchup of old, but I'm still taking Tom.
evidently, Collins, listen, can we fact check this? Evidently, Tom Brady did practice today. It is Wednesday.
Well, good for him. What does he want?
Gold
star?
I guess it's Wednesday, but Tom Brady is practicing. Yeah, I guess that's true. Oh man,
Maybe things are.
I
good.
googled Tom Brady and the tabloid news is just like,
Oh, yeah.
I want, oh god,
Off the walls.
off the walls. He says, I guess he thinks an Aaron Rodgers matchup warrants it. True. If they were playing the Jets, he'd be like, I'll take Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday off and come in and throw 5 touchdowns.
The details were a little vague, but he's going to miss Wednesdays when they're going against sucky competition, which will be about like 12 out of the 17 weeks. So
Yeah. All right, next.
all right, San Fran, Denver, Sunday night.
Jimmy G versus Russell Wilson. Denver has been underwhelming. I'm gonna pick San Francisco. Jimmy G getting the start on the road. That defense, the Broncos just have not. I thought their offense was going to be better. Really did.
I think Nathaniel Hackett is maybe the worst coach in the league. So far.
That could have something to do with it. You might be onto something, Christian. Poor coaching leads to poor performance on the field.
I heard on the radio, I think it was yesterday, that the fans in the building were chanting the time on the clock at the coach. Maybe that's not true, but I'm pretty sure I heard that.
Wouldn't be shocked.
Which is believable because he's just not good. But Sunday night in Denver, I'm gonna take the Broncos only because they're at home in this one.
And Monday night? I assume we only have one Monday night game this week, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Which is division matchup, Dallas at the Giants.
Ooh. Undefeated G-Men. Who saw that coming? Dallas. Man. I'm gonna regret doing this, but I feel like it's gonna happen. I gotta go Giants. It's one of those things, that whole going for 2 thing that Dayball did in week 1. It's like if that didn't work out, they probably start 0-3. I think they're gonna start 3-0. I think it was a roll of the dice, and the team. When you have a team like that has some talent and you're trying to getting them just to believe in themselves is like a huge step. And it's not like they've played world beaters. And if Dallas had a healthy Dak Prescott, I would not be picking the Giants. But I'm going to pick the Giants in this game.
Yeah, crap. I like Cowboys, I think.
You think?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, we're going to do it.
You're going to do it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different this week. Nice. So I could build a nice lead.
You definitely could. But the curse of the Jets could also haunt you again.
That's true. There are so many times. I think it was 2 years ago. I just kept picking them. It's got to be this.
This week they have a shot, though, so...
I remember a few years ago, I picked them to beat the Bills, and you were like, you're insane. And they were leading, like, some ugly score. It was, like, 15-8, like, into the third quarter. I'm like, let's go! It ended up being, like, 37-15.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Absolute dumpster fire fourth quarter. And then there was the infamous... let's play an engage 8 defense against the Raiders in a Hail Mary scenario.
Yes, very smart. That's why you don't pick the Jets.
I think Robert Sala's got him playing better than that, though. Got him play than that. Any leftover bits, Christian, to discuss before we sign off?
Nope. But you want to know a quick note to end on? NHL training camp has already begun. So that was today. Here we are. Basketball's coming back. NHL's coming back. So we are officially moving into the not so sleepy summer season of sports.
Yeah. We're approaching the best time. It's the most wonderful time of the year. You get the playoffs going for baseball. You've got NFL football. And you've got the season starting for hockey and basketball.
Bingo.
That is the best time. The best time. Wild card series begin, I believe, October 7, I think. Somewhere around there. So,
what are you saying? Wild card what?
Series. I know.
Baseball.
Baseball.
Oh, I forgot about that sport.
Yeah, I know. I think we put all of baseball in the you-know-where.
Once I see baseball, I go on vacation. So that's about where I'm at.
To the ball locker.
Indeed.
With baseball. Enough baseball talk. So, all right. That is going to do it for the show. Thanks to everybody who tuned in and listened with us here live. We've been live mostly on Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesdays. Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesdays.
Yeah, one of those days comes before the other.
One of those days comes before the other. So stay tuned to our social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch when we're going to be live. And if you can't, or if you've missed a live show, you can subscribe to the show as a podcast through Sounder FM or wherever you get your podcast from.
Go watch on YouTube.
Or go watch on YouTube. You can. Or Facebook, or Twitter, or Twitch. You can go back. You can go back in time. Find the stream. Go back and watch me have a pair of underwear on my head for the first 20 minutes of last week's episode.
That should have at least 1 million views by now.
Yeah. 10 years from now, I'm going to be like, so-and-so commented on a video. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, oh, some person found this and is, now trolling
It's underwear.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anywho, that's going to do it for the show. He's Christian Lauber. I'm Andrew Pizzelli. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah.